changed how they're counting things starting today. Alright, so Esper Control, this is the first place list. What's my biggest wish for arena features to be added? Best of 3 direct challenge, followed by a spectator client. We did hit 4K, Bulldozer. Did in fact hit 4K. Nerva, the Twitch is currently really messed up, and there's just been a constant spam of people subbing and resubbing and sending notifications, even though they're not resubbing now because they're changing systems. Thanks, Dasik. Yeah, so this is the Esper Control list that won the Classic, I think this past weekend or the weekend before. We'll see how this goes. Were we on the front? That was only for January exclusive. We hit just about 3,000 naturally. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you're having a good Monday and had a great weekend. Alright. Seems fine. I think this card's incredibly powerful, especially in these more tap-out control decks. This effect is really strong. Thanks, Stormy. Well, it is my job. I've been to the cast down there mostly because I feel like I'm looking for more mana, especially white mana. And we don't know exactly what kind of matchup we're playing, so cast down could or could not be good. What's going on, Chef Seth? Think there's any potential for comboing Menagerie and Guard? I don't know what Guardian Project does. How do you send a message when you subscribe? When you subscribe on the desktop, it should give you the option to put a message in with it. Oh gosh. Man, I don't know if I'm in a mental state to play Esper Control Mirrors. Yeah, Jerry, that comes with the territory. That's far from the first person to like start DMing random people in my chat. Feel free to ban that person from my chat, by the way, if you haven't already. Why would they redo the crafting system? I think Wizards of the Coast is pretty happy with the way their current system is set up for acquiring cards, and I kind of like it as well. All right, well, let's take their draw 3 here. I would love a white source on top of my deck. I wonder if they're gonna play out this this Eldest Reborn proactively here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. God, Mortify is so good in this format. I think I actually keep both of these. So, like, if I play Teferi and then he dies to Eldest Reborn, I, like, got to draw a card and then I mortify their Eldest Reborn. So, like, it's very similar, just, like, getting 1-for-1. Which is, like, not that big of a deal. So let's start by playing Teferi and plussing here, because if I draw a counterspell, obviously we can counterspell Eldest Reborn. If we don't draw a counterspell, we can just jam search for Azcanta. They're just contempting. Deal. The username was already banned. This is my surprise face that they were already banned, Jerry. What's going on, Quart? Thanks for the 8 months. Welcome back. Having to do actual work is the worst, I agree.
Hurry.
Think I'm supposed to keep that. Yeah, it's a turn late. You do open another rare. You only get gems in a booster pack if you already have every rare at 4x in the set. Yeah, I agree. I think we keep this, then like hope to hit a Vraska's Contempt. Or an Eldest Reborn if we have that card. I don't know if we have those in our main deck or not. Well, the fact that I have a search for Azcanta going Burgle means that, like, I could get to a point where... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play this Kaya's Wrath so I can flip search next turn. I don't know, like, search for Azcanta's card advantage is kind of better than Teferi. So, like, if I get to untap with the search for Azcanta and, like, flip it, we have a chance to race the Teferi.
Keep up the pace.
ASIM, it's letting everybody reshare their notifications that they've already shared for the month because Twitch's system changed. I think I wait a turn on my own Teferi because I want to be able to Teferi plus absorb, but I only have 7 mana right now and that requires 8. Sure, yeah, that's correct. If you get it while drafting, you do get a 5th copy. That is correct. That's different than opening normal packs. So I'm gonna Moment of Craving this, and if they let it resolve, we'll Mortify it, but we're probably dead to this Chromium. $13 to $23 is a big bump. Thank you, Lipto Numbers. IRCs are different than opening booster packs. So now, if they discard a card to save this, it's going to die because it'll be a -1/-1. So they should have just discarded a card in response to the Moment of Craving, but yeah, now this is going to resolve and it's going to die because it's still the same instance of a card. Right? Yeah. Got it. So by playing the Moment of Craving first, I induced them to make a mistake there. So they should have discarded a card in response to Moment of Cravings. They probably had other bad cards in their hand. Like, this is a control mirror game 1. I assume their hand is full of cards that aren't great here. I mean, we're probably still behind here. If they have 2 counter spells, we're dead. But, you know, doing my best to give myself the best chance to win.
Right on schedule.
Well, deal. Hey, Tap Plans, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I didn't fight over that there because I just want to keep their next source of card advantage off the table. This Absorb is looking to stop another Teferi or a Search for Azcanta or another way that they're going to get ahead. All of their things that are 1-for-1s can just resolve. The thing we're looking to stop at this point in the game is their card advantage. There's probably going to be a lot more nights once things calm down. We are currently ahead. We're not ahead by a significant amount, but we are currently ahead by at least a small bit. Niv Midget, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. It does work the same for damage sim. If Chromium has blocked something and has damage on it, and then they make it a 1/1, it dies. I mean, the Eldest Reborn isn't a strictly useless card. Well, and just like that, they have a Teferi again, so, you know. I'm kind of surprised they didn't Consecrate and play Teferi last turn. I feel like they probably should have cycled this. It was a 4-mana Scry 4, you're not wrong. The bottom of our deck is like mono poop. Like, I'm not exactly sad to put a bunch of lands in the bottom. Bonus subversary message. Thank you, wife. We hit the goal, by the way, in case you were wondering. But you probably knew that was going to happen, so... I mean, we're not just done yet. Like, they get to play Teferi and draw a card, and then... How many Vraska's Contempts do I have? I have, like, at least 2 more. I have 2 more, I believe. Actually, I have 3 Contempts. So, like, we have 3 Contempts in my deck. The problem here is where we might run out of ways to actually win the game. Deal. You got me. All right, so we have five looks at one of our 3 Contempts. Yeah, we're still ahead at the moment. If this isn't a counterspell, we're still winning. Oh, you know what? I should surveil first. Yikes. I can't ditch Karn. I can't. It's not allowed.
No time for a break.
That's unfortunate. That's gonna pull them up ahead. Yeah, Karn's how we might eventually win the game someday. This is my last Teferi. Yep. So if they flash back this Chemister's Insight, our lack of Chemister's Insight probably puts us behind in the mirror, honestly. So if there isn't a counterspell above this Teferi, we get to knock him out. And then we can play Karn and downtick. But I guess Karn downtick loses to Kaya's Wrath, right? Kaya's Wrath into Eldest. Sure. Yeah, this is game 1 currently. Hey, look, I found a use for this, this cast down. Six months of memes becoming dreams. What's going on, Life Guardian? I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I'm just making more Karn Structs here. You cannot Contempt before they get a chance to use Teferi off of. What's the beard stretch goal? I didn't put a beard stretch goal up. We're ahead, right? Oh, they have a Chromium. Oh, good call. We know our entire deck. Well, they're not casting the Skaya's Wrath. All right, so the next Azcanta activation is actually just like scrying to the bottom, basically. Please stop, I'm running out of wild cards. What's going on, Weave McGee? Thanks for the 8 months, welcome back. I wasn't thinking about them getting Chromium back. Maybe I should have absorbed their Eldest Reborn earlier.
I do not feel pain.
So I'm actually just gonna scry past these. I'm gonna decline taking the cast down. Draw land for the turn. We cannot kill Chromium at the moment. Chromium is legendary, which means I can go get Mortify, but I still end up being short. Yeah, cast down. Cast down says non-legendary explicitly.
Action is needed.
Wait, can I kill him now? I think I can kill him now, right? So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? Yeah, I can kill him. I can kill him now. Listen, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, do. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? So, like, now they get to play Teferi, but I have a Vraska's Contempt that it absorbs still.
Sorry. Keep up the pace.
Wow, that's brutal. I'm gonna decline this so I can draw Vraska's Contempt, so I can exile this. We literally can't win? That's not true. There's a Karn in my deck. There's this Karn right here. Oh my god, this stupid stops. Oh, that's frustrating. So I was looking at my deck. I wanted to upkeep do that so that way I could take absorb and then draw Karn. So I should have 2 absorbs in my hand right now if my stop had stayed. That's awkward. They're dead in 3. Scry 4. 4x4. Well, the Azcanta's not getting anything useful, Burgle. And I know it's not getting anything useful. So I just have to hope they draw a brick here. So if I'd have gotten my thing correctly, I could have countered that. So now I've lost the game because my stuff wasn't set correctly. So that's a really unfortunate end to an otherwise, like, really good match of Magic. Like, if I just, like, had my stop there, we probably win. Like, they have one more chance to draw a piece of removal. No, Karn, making Karn Structs costs 2. If you don't get the Absorb, chat. You get the worst of the 2 cards. That game had a lot of good back and forth, though. Felt like there were a lot of good points to, like, learn about things that are good and bad in the control mirror. I don't think I want Invoke the Divine in this matchup. This seems pretty reasonable. Bring in the extra threat, so we go up in threat density. Bring in some, leave in the Mortify and the Contempts for, like, Planeswalkers or enchantments. Also, potentially any Thief of Sanities they're playing as well. Chromium's very good in the mirror. And it's worth noting, like, Chromium's good in the mirror, and we almost ran them out of resources with it. If you waited to Azcanta on your last turn after plussing the Karn, we would have hit the Absorb. Okay, so I could have made up for it that way. That's fair. So it was 2 down. It was 2 more down. But if I would have activated it the turn before, yeah, so... With better management. Also, it's worth noting that, like, that's a game where we'd never win that game in paper, right? Because the only reason we were able to be anywhere close to be in that game was because Azcanta was tracking for us, and in paper, Azcanta's not tracked for you like that. You're not going to be writing those things down. I believe you that I fucked up a second time. I messed up the one turn and then kind of got frustrated and let it snowball. I think Chromium's probably better than Nizal because it lets you keep it alive easier. Is it better to run red aggro? I think I prefer the white weenie aggressive decks, but any aggro deck is fine in best of 1. It is legal to write it down. It's just going to take you so long that it's going to be exceedingly tedious and not something that you'll actually do a lot of the time. Yeah, I agree. I like the fact that the application is tracking everything that you could track. It is worth noting, though, that Azcanta says you're supposed to be able to put the cards back in any order, and Magic Arena actually doesn't let you put them back in any order. So Magic Arena just works different than paper. Hey, Maul, thanks for the 12 months. Welcome back. We're probably dead here. I'm going to concede to another 2-mana counter. I shouldn't have jammed my Teferi, I don't think. All right, well, that worked. God bless, I guess. It doesn't. I don't believe it lets you order them in full control. You can only order in full control. That's miserable. All right, so we died.
We need to move quickly.
Huh. Maybe I'm just supposed to play my own Thief to block there. And I should have... I'm done. I'm done with this mirror. Let's just move along to the next one. No, there's not, Gundam. No checkbox to undo autoing. I'm actually not entirely convinced this deck is fine, Burgle. Like, obviously, actually, no. Obviously, the power level of the deck that won the tournament is fine. It's kind of miserable, though. Like, the big reason I love Jeskai Control and why it's so great is because Jeskai Control actually kills the opponent, and this deck just doesn't do that. You just wait forever to actually kill them. Like that first game, if we'd have just had a Chromium in our deck, we probably would have dumpstered them. The deck list from my site, Underplex. Looks like fog. I like the 3-color aggro deck. It's fun. I think you should just have a way to kill people in your main deck. What do you think about Grixis compared to Jeskai? I think Grixis doesn't have flexible enough answers to be good. They finally fixed this thing. Did they? Lots of people are posting notifications for subs they've already had. It's kind of been a hot mess so far, Gregor. Yeah, Grixis doesn't have good sweepers, and it can't answer enchantments. Those are like two very major issues that it has. There was a Grixis deck that finished in the top 32 from the Open that had Niv Mizzet and Crackling Drake in it, which I think is the way you need to build Grixis if you're playing it. You basically just need your deck to be able to close when you can't answer your opponent's stuff. It depends on what they're looking for. If they're looking for a land, they should cast their cantrip in response to my discard. We're already playing Gates. Hopefully we hit an untapped land here so we can hold up Mortify for Wilderness Reclamation. I think it's right to just get Teferi going here, especially with the threat of missing a land drop. Alright, we could die this turn, but if we don't die, we'll be in a very good spot between these three. Those cards don't answer enchantments. They take them temporarily off the table. They are temporary solutions to permanent problems. Alright, so it didn't matter that we didn't hold the counterspell up because we're dead. They had double reclamation. This matchup definitely gets better post-board, but pretty likely to lose from here. If they go off one more time, I'll probably be done. There you get to see some more cards. I'm going to concede to one more Nexus here. Yeah, they could fizzle, but if they hit one more Nexus, we're pretty likely to lose. Especially with double Wilderness and Flip Search, so... Alright, what do you got? Can you take an extra turn so I can concede? Holy gosh, should I just... Is it my turn? Well. Let's take it back. Alright, Yugi boy, you go ahead. You go ahead and let me know how you're doing. Hey, Teacup. Thanks for the happy year. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
So, like, and the problem here is I'm, like, kind of disrupting the opponent, right? But at the same time, I just don't have a way to actually win the game. Like, there's no Niv Mizzet, there's no Crackling Drake, there's no way for me to actually, like, put a clock into play and, like, beat my opponent down.
Want me to phase you out of time?
Yeah, I don't know how much more of this one we're gonna play. I think we might be moving along with our lives after this match. Playing no win condition control, it just feels like it did last season. There's just so many good threats in this format that, like, playing no win condition control just seems like tying an arm behind your back for no reason. Like, why am I doing this when I could just, like, have things that, like, actually let me win the game in addition to having, like, good control elements? Even Chromium is just, like, infinitely worse than the alternatives. Trigger. Like, this deck is obviously good. This archetype's putting up a ton of results, but, like, it's just tedious to play. Like, even if it's good, especially, like, this is a rancid ladder deck. Like, it is super tedious to play this deck. It's not about play style, it's just about, like, sitting here spending 80 minutes winning a match of Magic is just miserable. Like, did you watch that first match of the Esper game? Like, we would have won if I hadn't misclicked through the stop, but it was just, like, misery incarnate the entire time. I mean, Lantern's not even that good in Modern, Talrand. It's probably better than Lantern is in Modern to set a bar that's low. Esper, or Jeskai is plenty grindy. It's just able to actually win the game when you're ready to win the game. Whereas this deck can never actually turn the corner. And, like, it would be something, it would be entirely different if there weren't good cards to be playing in the format. But, like, there's so many good finishers in this format that it's silly to not be playing them, I think. I just want more counterspells at this point. Counterspells and discard. Perfect. Which card? Discard right here. Deal. I don't think there's any merit to playing our Unquenched. No reason to shock. Why Chemisters instead of Absorb the Reclamation? Why do I want to Absorb the Reclamation? Do we think I'm losing based on mana? I think they likely just don't have enough critical cards to like. Actually, like power through my couple of counters here. So I'd rather just like try and find a little bit more disruption. I haven't looked at any of the results from the team event. I was writing an article last night. We might get comboed here. Notice me on the Twitch restructures thing, Days. What's going on, Bob? Alright, one removal spell, please. Would like to kill this Graceless so I can hit them. I'm binning that. I'm just looking for a way to kill this Graceless so I can hit them with my Thief. Need more counter spells or removal spells or discard any of the above. Have fun not dying. That's what Esper does, right? Just try not to die. Get back to work, Bob. Alright. Am I dead? So they can actually Chemisters, then play another Insight still this turn, right? Just have a Negate. Alright, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm not playing any more of this deck. This deck's just game one is super miserable. I'm sure there are other people. What is it? What Waifu Gate or Waifu Gate or something like that? Basically does nothing but stream control. I'm sure there's other people that stream a bunch of control that like really enjoy having 90-minute game ones where you just like eventually win through tight play, but I'm just not the type of person that wants to do that. It's not good content. It's slow. It's miserable. There are so many good win conditions you can put in your control decks right now. And I feel like you should just have a few. Like this Esper list is even incredibly more offensive than most because it doesn't even have a Chromium in the main deck. Like, your win conditions game one are literally Teferi and Karn down ticks. Like, that's just miserable. That's just misery incarnate. Let's play Bant Flash. Let's play a deck that's got interaction that actually has threats that can kill people. All right, updated that. Nope, didn't update that. We'll talk about some of the choices this deck has made here in a hot second.